Poverty and a lack of education are directly linked. Almost 50% of adults on welfare do not have a high school diploma or GED, and when single parents drop out of school, they'll likely drop onto welfare. But in an increasingly global economy that requires an educated workforce, literacy can change lives.
I quit high school and got into drugs and really wasn't doing anything with my life. I got pregnant and wanted a different life for my son, and so I came back to college.
Like to have good time, not like school, and now the iPad helped me to, to think about school and trying to get my motivation to finish it, to become successful.
I was pretty much jobless, and I needed to try to better my education, and so I didn't have my GED, and I figured I better go and at least try and get my GED.
I just moved here to US less than 2 years ago, and I understand that here it's more like if you want to get a good job, you need to have an education, so I started mine.
In Washington State, over 500,000 adults 16 and older do not have a high school diploma. Improved literacy skills are critical to creating a skilled workforce with living wage jobs and thriving communities. Community colleges are the major pathway for low-skill adults to receive education and career training. 1 in 6 adults in Washington needs literacy skills to get a higher wage job, and research shows that adult basic education and English as a second language students make the greatest economic gains when they complete 1 year of college and earn a vocational certificate. Better skills mean better jobs. Amber Eastman knows that firsthand. As a GED student at Centralia College, she completed her GED and went on to earn an accounting certificate and is now working full-time.
Up until this point, hadn't really completed anything. I quit high school pretty young and just never really strived to complete anything, so my GED really was what started my success. It was my GED, then it was my accounting clerk, and then it was getting a job, and all these things that I've completed started off with my GED.
But the longer it takes to master basic skills, the less likely adults are to transition to college classes. It's critical to find ways to accelerate learning, moving students further, faster. iBest answers that challenge. iBest, or Integrated Basic Education and Skills Training, is an innovative program that pairs adult basic education with professional technical instruction in a single class. Students get the training they need for high-demand jobs while receiving extra academic support, and they don't have to wait to finish their GED before beginning college. Lower Columbia College student Chris Caton returned to college to provide a better future for his family and found iBest was the best way to reach his goals.
And I realized that it's best for me to go back to school to have a better future and career and have a benefit where I can be stable. Because I have 2 years old son, and I feel that it's better to have a degree where I can show my son that to become successful and have a nice life.
And because basic skills and job skills are integrated, a much higher percentage of students complete the program and enter the workforce. iBest students in Washington State have 4 times the certificate completion rate of other students.
Before iBest, I was even afraid to take a campus test. I was thinking that I don't have that level of English, not enough to take even an exam.
As an iBest student, there were very many positive aspects of that. One of them was the instructors in my classes were very great. They were very great. They were a good team, and I think the instructors were what kept us coming back. They kept the learning exciting. I was always excited to see what was going to happen the next day and what we were going to have to do.
The thing about iBest is that when I go to class, I have several students who involve iBest program where we can work together and have an instructor who part of iBest where they listen in the class and they know what they're talking about, so it can discuss in a study room. And they have an awesome instructor, iBest instructor.
Washington is the only state in the country to implement this new approach in every community and technical college. It's a model that's getting a lot of attention. In 2009, the Gates and Ford Foundations announced over $6 million in grants to increase college completion rates in Washington and expand successful programs like iBest. And President Obama recognized the success of iBest by promising more financial investment.
Me getting into the college level classes, I didn't feel that I was college level. And when I took the placement testing and I found out I was college level, that kind of surprised me. You know, I'd been over 30 years since I've been in a classroom, so I didn't know how I would fit in. And iBest helped me out and showed me that I am good enough, and and they made me feel comfortable. Well, they made me feel like I belonged.
It was a good experience. I know what I want. I know that I want to be in a medical field. I know that I want to be a nurse.
Right now, have 3/4 left to finish my welding AA degree. It helped my college classes to show that I can do it and feel more comfortable to complete that class, and then become my independent college classes, so I know that I can do it and get through it.
I have a 14 and a 13 and an 11-year-old boy. It sets a good example for them. You know, mom's in college taking the classes. Have managed to land me the permanent position here as an assistant ECAP teacher. You get a feeling of accomplishment, and when you're done with it, it's definitely worth it.
But what can you do to help improve literacy in your community? Well, offer classes in your organization to improve low basic skills. Contact your local community college to discuss customized on-site ESL and GED classes. Refer potential students to your local community college. ESL and GED classes are often free and offered at various locations, and iBest classes are available at every community and technical college in Washington. Promote learning opportunities in your organization. Post literacy program information on bulletin boards and in newsletters. And volunteer. Help teach someone to read. Join a literacy program in your community. Literacy can change lives. Better skills mean better jobs and a better life.
Well, I have my GED, I have a 1-year college certificate, and I've completed everything in my degree. So that's a lot better than what I was before I started school.
I have a life. It was really dark and gloomy before I started college. Once I started college, I started succeeding and liking the fact that I was able to succeed. I have a job, and I have a family, and I have a car, and I just have all these things because I was able to get my GED and start my life.
It made me realize that I can do it. You know, it helped me realize that I can still do it, that anything is achievable.